is not a I'm nervous kind of meeting, but I always do get excited to see like, oh shit. And it's interesting because it initially started as like, all right, we need help like doing all this work, and has turned into,
you're like, we want to help.
One of our biggest LPs invested solely for the pipeline partnership. So it's ended up being like this really valuable thing that we just kind of underestimated and are now really leaning into.
That's so smart.
Yeah, thank you. Can't take credit for it, just kind of happened that way.
Yeah, that's great though. Good ones too.
Cool. Well, I know time's tight, and I'm super pleased to have all you guys in the room all at once. So thank you. I know it's normally like us on the VP side and so forth, but yeah, I initially asked Counted to see if he could kind of quarterback it and set this up. We wanted to do this some time ago, but we felt, you know what, let's get a few reps in. Let's bang out a few shows of this, like kind of flex the muscle, see what this concept can be, see if this even has legs. It was an experiment. I think Counted had reached out, and from my understanding initially, kind of the Vayner world is a bit monologue in that it's Gary's voice, and so there existed this opportunity to bring in outside voices that felt authentic to the platform and see if you could kind of build microcosms around them to kind of extend their reach and also build out capabilities and see what could be done. We really liked that, and Brandon and I had already been doing Chop It Up, and so we figured why not just roll it into the platform. We got going, and I think this morning actually, we shot episode 125 and 126.
Wow.
So now it's been going down 26 weeks in a row, haven't missed. When I'm traveling for work, we'll get a guest host, or if we're gonna be gone, we'll shoot two, we'll double up. And so it's been a fun experience, and having Counted is truly invaluable because the TV chops that he brings. This is not about the money for us, so you know, we do it because we really value being part of the Vayner ecosystem, and you know, you guys trade on that brand, and I think you're right to do that. And then also, so with that said, we'd love to. There hasn't been kind of consistent, and these are minor tweaks that can be fixed hopefully after this meeting, but there hasn't been like consistent rollout of the show. There hasn't been consistent delivery of the assets. I think initially we started with like pretty streamlined kind of just standard like Google Drive with like, you know, 3 static assets and some IG. We've noticed that IGTV has worked really well. And just kind of syncing up on what the distribution strategy might be. We're 100% mindful that you guys are allocating bodies to this. And you know, we have Julian and Matt and sometimes Elliot, and it takes hours to edit, and so conscious that there's costs associated here. So pretty much just trying to get to like a place where we can all feel great about moving forward.
Cool, that's a great rundown.
Awesome.
Sure.
Cool. Well.
Yeah, I guess.
And also, Tyler, I know you're looking to lean into 137.
Yeah.
I see you as a really instrumental part to this whole thing because you kind of thread kind of Team GV into this, and I feel like you have a really great pulse for the culture, for the brand, in a way that I think it just brings a fresh perspective. So I'd love to hear even, you know, what you think this could grow into, what you feel like our weaknesses are. Like I just feel like there's a lot of room for growth, and so I'd love to have any weaknesses exposed and built on.
Yeah, I mean, from the most kind of outside eyes, I would say, and I've spoken to Matt a bunch, and obviously I have kind of Gary's in my ear about a lot of different things that we're doing, and Mary Kate, we get times to speak about a lot of this in general. I think one of the major things that we are trying to figure out and discuss and understand on our end from just 137 and Gallery Media Group in general, obviously is asset creation resources, right? I think that we are not necessarily strapped, but we are over inundated with ideas and talent and access and network, and are massively bottlenecked by the resources to create assets.
And when you say that, that's the bottleneck, do you mean like editors, designers, like all that stuff?
Editors, designers, I think like prioritizing upside in opportunities.
Yep.
You know.
We're like, fuck it, let's just do a pop-up edition at South by.
That felt vibrant.
And it felt so awesome because it was like a rolling show concept that could be brought anywhere. We could have done it at the ESPYs and snagged a few of the athletes and just like chopped it up with them.
Like
you know?
right now on our Instagram, you are the most polished content. You know what I mean? And like, I think we need to bring that down a level. I think we need to make, where it makes sense, sure, but I think that like having your take in a raw, authentic way is gonna get more bang.
So let me ask you guys a question. If we collectively agreed to pivot from this format, could we have your guys' buy-in to try 3 experiments and we'll see what we get from it?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, but I think we need to be very upfront about like expectations, because I think we came into the last one thinking that there was buy-in, there was not as much buy-in, and I just think people need to like step up and not only put resources but push it.
And you
know
need a
what I'm saying?
distro.
But I think there needs to be communication, because
Totally.
like it's great that everyone's doing their thing and working, just taking their orders and cross signals, but I think like you want talent involved, and you want talent to tell you like how to level up the opportunities, because I think if the talent doesn't get that voice out and the talent doesn't really get something across, then it won't get across to the end consumer either.
Yep, totally agree.
Yep.
So like and this is obviously a talent-driven agency, or just like community.
Totally.
So I would be very upfront about like how that wasn't the experience like thus far, and I think that for your future talent, obviously we're fucking with you guys regardless, but like for your future talent who may not even know you like that, like I don't think that that's the you don't want to rock like that with the future talent. It's just not a smart look, and I know we were the first one, so like obviously we're gonna take some bumps in the road, but I want to be very clear about that as we go into the 3 opportunities.
Yeah.
Just because I think there's a huge, I think like just be real, I think John and I are gonna kick ass in whatever we're gonna do going forward in media, period.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it'll be dope to do it as partners.
Yeah.
100%.
So
just so I'm clear, do you mean obviously holistically? Production of the show, creativity, just always on, like voice being heard,
Or
just so like I really know,
Yeah.
just because I'm like the most
no
not
worries, because like John,
aware.
so we're on a group text, and then also Julian's on that.
Mhm.
That's our like core 5. Outside of that core 5, we wouldn't know how to get an idea across. We wouldn't know how, if we brought a brand in, how it would come through.
Yeah.
If a brand came in from your side, how it would come through.
One day we showed up and there was like, all right, you have to read this ad from Intuit, and we're like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that's totally
And
fair.
so
Yeah.
like, I think that visibility, and like obviously you got just huge influence in the marketing department like right here.
Yeah.
So I think it's like understanding that, because I would assume that a lot of the talent that you do bring in, that just have a level of understanding, and that's great IP to bring into how you actually push out.
Totally.
So I wanted to put that part.
No,
out there.
that's incredibly valuable. I agree. Just like I mentioned the Credit Suisse thing, like it's a female one, so sorry, but like there's other things that like we can deploy and like build brands together.
Sure. Well, this is great because now I think we're just more top of mind with each other.
Totally.
So the Slack channel will help. The text thread counts will start. The pitch of VC I think is a go.
Yep, done.
I think it'll be fire.
Sounds great.
We'll do the
Are we giving away anything?
We should. I'll put together $100. Fuck it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Nice jamming, dude. You too, man. Exchange. There it is.
I don't remember exchange.
6 or 7 time on print. First time as a team though. So I think when Brandon and I jammed a little bit before we did our annual feedback session, I think one of the things that I think Brandon's just consistently been pushing for is like these jam sessions where we can just riff on stuff. I put a little bit of an overview in the Slack about like how I thought it could go, where pretty much I feel like we can commit to doing these as frequently as it makes sense, once a month, 2 times a month if they're valuable.
I think that's good.
And I feel like they should be topical, and I feel like they should be partner led, and I feel like they should rotate. So like one from the MP side, one from the VP side, and that'll, I think, do a good job at further synthesizing the 2 sides of the brain of the firm.
Yep.
Like when you guys do yours, I'm excited to hear, like whatever venture math concept you guys have in your head that you're fleshing out, whether it's like, okay, does it make sense to follow on X amount of times or down rounds or whatever it is, I think we'll all just get smarter as a result. So I just thought we'd throw one on the calendar and see if it's stuck.
About vision, I think too.
Vision, yeah, whatever.
I think now that we're all in the same city, if we can continually latch on the vision of each other and like be spitting images of each other when we speak somewhere, when we talk somewhere, like we're gonna go a lot further. And then like when we're home by ourselves cranking, we know the fucking vision, we know what we're focused on. And then like I guess for this jam session we can spitball things, but I thought about even just chatting about the transition from fundraising to sourcing. They're moving from Silicon Valley to SF. I believe why
Makes
see
sense.
it.
Because everybody is.
So I guess the way I see it is like anything like that we do with Fast Company content and research report, maybe not research report, but all the general content stuff is really just more top of funnel.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna be hitting people that don't know about VC or whatever. And like I still think that's really important because as those folks move down the funnel, like that's how in maybe midway through fund 1 or maybe by fund 2, like a lot of those people that we provided a ton of value to will already have an affinity for us.
Yeah, that's
It's also for
big
young
thing, too.
people. When young people get into the game and they can look 2 or 3 years back, you
Your
want to
paper,
pick
yeah,
up?
you're gonna mess your paper up.
I already
It's
got
the page that matters.
no, that's not the page.
Yeah, it is the page. It's on the back.
No,
It's like only page
Jesus,
left on the ground. He's like,
Make sure.
killing me, bro.
Bro.
Right, so
I was like, that better not be
Meals.
mine.
so
Quick Montos out here.
So I think the content is for all this, and then like, right? It's always
really
this.
accelerators about the VCs.
You think so?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, VCs are the most. That's we'll probably invest more off of VC than accelerator.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Perfect. So it's this constant push and pull because I'm so drawn to like the long-term brand play, but I know that that's not going to feed our deals right this moment. So then, if this is the case, then I just think we get committed about sticking really tight right here. I quite like the accelerator
I think they're
sweet
good.
spot.
Yeah, you get good value.
Great value.
Good value.
Like,
Especially if you get in like during the process or before. Like, hey, like whoever, like if we can get them to send us stuff like who got in, though obviously the Techstars not incentivized. Like if we can do like a Wagmo, right, where it's like right before, but you already got in Techstars, you tell us, that's ideal.
Wagmo, ridiculous value.
Yeah, that's ideal.
Auntflo, ridiculous. She was Techstars also, right?
She was
Yeah.
dominated on posts, yeah.
Ridiculous
Still,
value.
Still got the same valuation.
Yeah.
Blav even.
Yeah.
And that's how you end up leading rounds.
It is.
Like,
That's how you end up leading rounds.
Yeah, that's how you lead
So this might fuck around
This
end
might
up
be the best.
being
It might be the best.
our sweet spot right here. We'll just like the A as a sweet spot because just like a
Which
little
is
bit,
more
further along company.
Yeah.
a little bit more de-risked.
Risk return.
Anyway, nonetheless, right? So all right, so if this is the game plan, honestly, if we could just pull this off with Techstars, it ends up being the move. I don't know how much else we had to do other than
And we just gotta focus on that.
other than going deep, right? Yeah, I'm gonna close this vlog out. All right, vlog, there you have it. Been a crazy day. Man, I swear, these days and weeks and months are all just becoming so super back to back to back to back. But we have a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of exciting stuff from Harlem Capital to 137 to the content that we're producing to the real estate that's being bought. You know, at the end of the day, I'm loving being a student of the game. I'm loving meeting like-minded folks, you know, building with my peers. And I'm loving documenting the process. So, you know, we've really picked up the steam and we really enjoy that you guys are watching and really just, you know, fucking with the content. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys on the very next vlog. Peace.